People who had a secret sibling, how'd you find them? When I was 17, I accidentally found a shoebox in my parents' closet while looking for wrapping paper. Inside, there was an adoption certificate for a girl named Sophia, and a bunch of old letters and faded photos I'd never seen before. My heart nearly stopped. I'd always thought I was an only child, and now I suddenly had a sister I'd never even heard of. I confronted my parents right away. Their faces instantly hardened, and they got super defensive. They told me it was old news and none of my business, and to leave it alone. But how could I just forget about this? So obviously I didn't. Instead, I dug around online and actually found Sophia. She was 15 and lived in the next town over with adoptive parents named Alan and Deborah. At first, I thought everything looked fine on their social media. They seemed like a normal, happy family, and my parents were very close friends with them. They even went on vacations with them in the past. But something felt off, so I messaged Sophia. We decided to meet at this coffee shop after school. The second I saw her, I knew something was wrong. She looked exhausted and way too skinny, and she kept nervously glancing around like she was scared someone would catch her. It took some time, but she finally opened up and told me the truth. Alan and Deborah treated her terribly. She wasn't allowed friends, couldn't leave home except for school, and they'd punish her harshly for tiny mistakes. She showed me bruises on her wrists and arms, and I felt sick. From then on, I was determined to help Sophia. I secretly started documenting everything. I'd take pictures of her bruises whenever we met. I recorded phone calls where she'd quietly cry while telling me what happened that day. Meanwhile, my parents noticed me acting secretive and grounded me, taking away my phone. But I couldn't abandon her, so I bought a burner phone and kept seeing her in secret. I knew I had to get undeniable proof to save her. One night, I overheard my parents talking about inviting Alan and Deborah to a family dinner, along with a bunch of family friends. They thought that if they had them over, I wouldn't ask questions because I'd be too afraid to confront them or speak up. When I realized that, I decided that dinner was when I'd expose everything. On the night of the dinner, my stomach was in knots, but I had everything ready. The dinner was painfully normal until I stood up mid-meal. I started showing everyone the pictures and playing the recordings I'd collected. The room went silent. My parents were horrified. Alan exploded in anger, and Deborah tried to pretend nothing was wrong. Alan grabbed Sophia's arm, telling her they were leaving immediately, but I stepped between them, glaring him down. "You're not taking her anywhere," I said loudly. Alan lunged at me, but several guests jumped up to stop him. Chaos broke out, people yelling, arguing, and demanding answers. At first, things got worse for me. My parents accused me of humiliating them, and Sophia had to go to temporary foster care while authorities sorted everything out. But gradually, people started coming around. Family friends apologized for ignoring the signs. My parents finally admitted their mistake and began fighting hard to regain custody of Sophia. Months passed. Sophia finally came home, legally adopted back into our family. My parents spent a lot of time making things right, going to therapy and publicly advocating against abusive adoptions. Sophia and I slowly became real sisters, and life eventually felt normal again. Last week, Sophia turned 16. Watching her laugh with her friends at the birthday party we threw, I finally felt at peace.